Hi there, it's Laurie. We're working on spring journals, and today it's about the ephemera that goes into the journals. You're going to watch me make here this paper clip thingy. Yeah, and it's from watercolor paper that I did those Easter egg things on. And then I emboss it. So here's some of the ephemera that I'm working on. They're backed. All of the things are backed on tea and Easter egg color dyed paper. I have a glassine bag that I want to put in one of the journals. So, and all kinds of bits and pieces to decorate the ephemera. You're not going to see me do all the ephemera because, yeah, I try to put anywhere between 10 and 15 pieces of ephemera into a journal. So, yeah, there's a lot. But I like making the ephemera fit the journal. This one is about bunnies and chicks, and I want them peeking out and that it makes sense. So let's make this here. It's with a large paper clip and the watercolor paper. I did the Easter egg dye, remember? I showed you last video. And I'm going to cut them out and then emboss it with that little folder using the Texture Boutique. Our daughter gave it to me. And also the crocodile. I'm putting eyelets in with a crocodile. And we're going to then use embroidery floss to very simply tie on the paper clips. Now you have to decide when you're embossing which side you want to stick up, which side you want to embossed, de-embossed. I have to admit that at times I'm still struggling about and am surprised when I take it out of the texture folder that I messed up, but it's beautiful on both sides. Now this is just a random shape using the egg watercolor that I did, and I just thought it would look pretty with that embossed part in the middle. We're going to emboss it. Now which side is the up and which side is the down? Which side do I want it in? See, I still wonder. Yeah. Anyhow, making ephemera is fun for me because it's like adding the bow on top of a present of a journal. I try to make the pages in a journal very interesting. I try to make them fit the journal as opposed to making ephemera ahead of time. Now, when I made the collaged papers with the neutral masterboards, I knew already that I'd be using them for this kind of journal. So, again, I wanted them to fit the journal as opposed to just random ephemera. Okay, now I'm succumbing to rounding some corners in this journal. I wasn't going to, but I am succumbing at odd places. So, yeah, I use the crocodile, the larger hole, and these are grommets. They're not meant for the crocodile, but they work the best for me. They have the round circular thing on the other side of the grommet. You'll see me put it in. I seem to have more success with using the two pieces. Now I'm measuring the two spots that I want the holes to go on, marking it with a pencil, and then putting my holes through. Because I want to sew on using both sides of the paper clip, depending upon how you want it to go into the journal. Remember, we're making the ephemera fit the journal as opposed to the opposite. So the larger size hole, I'm just putting it where the mark of the pencil is, and then putting the grommet both sides through. And then I'll use the crocodile to close to smush the metal of the grommet. Yeah. And it becomes almost smooth. There's still a little bit of metal that's sort of raised, but not too badly. How are you doing? I hope you're well. What are you working on? I'm frantically working on these two journals. I might have bit off more than I can chew, if you understand that comment. Doing two of them. See, we're having a gathering on Saturday, just having people over. So, of course, Saturday is tomorrow. Of course, I have a lot that I'm doing to prepare for that. And yet I've decided to do these extra videos to finish two journals. Yeah. Not probably the best week, but that's okay, right? I can enjoy crafting even when I'm down to the wire, because on Sunday's video, I would like to do a flip through of these two finished journals. Cheer me on, would you? Is that they're finished by then? Yeah. Are you comfortable having people over when spontaneously or planned? What do you do to prepare? Obviously, I'm working on food, and my husband is around, so he's vacuuming and cleaning, and he's my arms and legs to help. But yeah, there should be maybe 12 or 16 of us, and I'm looking forward to it very much. But it's takes more time than what I expected. I'm making both chicken and beef and on rice, and well, not together, obviously. Our son can't eat beef. His stomach doesn't handle it, so I always try to make sure that there's gluten-free options for our daughter who's can't eat gluten, and some kind of meat that our son can eat. And yeah, and then I like to have a couple vegetables, and so I'm trying to do as much as I can ahead of time. I'm not so good directly in the moment. I have to think through things, prepare ahead of time, and then yeah, enjoying having people over. I'm hoping and praying that it's nice weather so that we can enjoy outside also. We have a fire pit. It's just, I got it off of Facebook Marketplace. It's small, but it's fun to have. We might roast some marshmallows. Spring is in the air. At least I hope so. I really do. I'm ready for spring. Hence the spring journals. So now you saw how I went through the hole. And I left the side where I want the extra part hanging. I chose, you start on that side and you finish on that side. Now I'm going to do the second one exactly the same. You don't need to watch me do that, so I edited that out. And again, I speed the video up just a little bit because I'm a very slow crafter. At least it feels slow to me, and I figure nobody wants to watch me craft that long. Now, glassine bag. I love glassine bags. I want to use it as a pocket in the front of one of the journals. And I want to use this texture folder. It looks like a wall. Remember, I did the texture paste to look like a stone wall? Well, this, again, it's our daughter's. She let all her stuff come live with us in my craft room. And I thought, oh yes, I have to use this in this spring garden journal because it's like a wall. And it goes through really easy. And the glassine bag, then I use some distress ink to put some color on it. I think it's Stormy Sky that I'm using and it's Distress ink, not oxide. And I'll choose to put a piece of ephemera inside the pocket. I have some of my journals that I keep out and ready for when we have people visiting us. I have them that they can write something in it. So that's one way I use a journal. My own journal like this that I started with, the first one. Yeah, so this is the third one I've done. I'll be using that more toward Easter because it feels Easter themed. And I thought if they turn out well, these two journals, and you and I'll find out on Sunday when I do a flip through, I'd like to put them on my Etsy and offer them for you to come to your home. So 2 options. And yeah, I don't put things on Etsy very often to sell just because, well, I want it to be perfect. And I know this kind of crafting is more about personality, not perfection. So, yeah. That is cheesecloth, and I've used some Distress ink to color it a little pale pink. And the egg shape there is joint tape, like when you put drywall on. It has those holes, and it is sticky on the back, like with a sticker paper. And I'm entranced by the texture. It's still nice and flat, so that the journals won't be very alligator mouth. I'm trying to avoid that. Now I want to use some Distress ink this is oxides, to color the egg. Spun sugar, shaded lilac, and the other one is, what is it? Broken china. That's what it is. Easter colors or spring colors, however you want to look at it. Yeah. So if you're at all interested in having these journals come live at your house, I'll let you know on Sunday if I feel that they're in quotes good enough to send it along to someone else's house. All right, now we're decorating with one of those fussy cut flowers and the cheesecloth and the joint tape that is sticky on the back. I decide that it needs to be sticky and it needs glue. So I'm using Art Glitter glue. There is no glitter in this glue. It is just the name of the company. And yes, this journal has 3 different kinds of glue in it. I use the glue stick, I use Art Glitter glue, and I also use Fabri-Tac because I'm determined that the handmade journal will be as sturdy as possible. And then the little fussy cut flower. I use glue stick for that. I want to say thank you for joining me on this journey. These are more videos than I usually put up on YouTube. Usually it's just once a week on the Sunday, but I decided I was going to make 2 journals on camera this week. Do you ever do that sort of thing? Give yourself a task and then wonder whether you can finish it? Oh boy. Rounding the corners on these. I am determined to round the corners on some things in this. It just feels like they slide in easier when the corners are rounded. And let's put something pretty on the back. Again, it has to be really flat because you don't want to add too much bulk, both to the pocket and to the journal. There's 15 pages in each journal, so 15 pieces of paper. So that makes 30 sides? No, 30 pages. And for each, a side of each page is 60. There we go. The math. Ugh, the math. I'm choosing some spring words. This is my 100-day project, is using 100 spring words. So they're going to be in the journals. They're going to be in my journals. I'm putting spring words on everything. Anticipating spring. Yep, that's the one I choose. And need to glue these on and tuck it in the pocket, and it'll go in the journal. How are you doing? Are you doing well? I hope so. I know for some that are further north than where we are in North Carolina, you're still dealing with snow. And I understand. I grew up in Canada and near Toronto, about an hour from Toronto. So snow is definitely top of mind for me in this time of the year. We were married in May, the end of May, the 27th, and the weekend before it snowed. Yeah, snow. Now, there are those people that love snow. They enjoy sports outside in the snow. They love the crisp feel and the beauty of the snow falling and gathering on the branches and glistening on a sunny morning. Yep, I can relate, I can understand, but I can't say that I'm a fan. Unfortunately, living in the city, snow means slush. To me, gray slush. So, you're going to find me making more spring and summer things than winter items. Here's a chick. Shall we put it on that one? Nope. Let's put it on this card. Now, this is one of the master boards that I spritzed with pink spun sugar oxide re-inker. So ink and water in a spritzer, in a little from Walmart spritz bottle, and it has the texture paste on it. We did that on camera a few times ago. This is a part of a series that I'm doing a deep dive into collaging, which will include many other things, including texture paste. The next substrate that I want to collage with are magazines. But yeah, that's after this is finished with the masterboards, the neutral paper masterboards. I like doing deep dives into topics. I like to learn. It's one of the things that excites me, that drives me, that helps me wake up in the morning and be happy. The channel's name is Positive Thanks Living for a reason. I have values of optimism and discovery and loyalty. So being thankful and positive is part of who I want to be. And the value of discovery is learning, basically, whether I'm traveling to learn or whether I'm doing art to learn or whether I'm cooking to learn. Yeah, so this is a deep dive into collaging. And I like sharing, so that's why I make videos. So these two bunnies, I like them to fit in the journal, as I mentioned earlier. I probably won't do anything else except I fussy cut them out and backed them onto this tea and Easter egg dye, there we go, cardstock. They speak for themselves, I feel like. They don't need anything extra. With these journals, if they're good enough, I want to send a whole bunch of little bits and bobs along so that the person that receives it can decorate more themselves. So this is where I want the little bunny to fit. See, it's like he's hiding behind the rocks, looking at the flowers, wondering, is it safe to go out? These journals are going to be like a walk through a garden with surprises behind every cascade. More ephemera to work on. So we'll see you Sunday, and I'll do a flip through. Bye for now. It's Lori. See you later.